All right, so how is it different, training camp offensive coordinator to training camp head coach?
Well, right now, I have my hands on the whole team. You got to practice, schedule, and organize everything. So once you get them organized, then you're just coaching football after that. And we tried to do a lot of that early on. You need to be ready to adjust and improvise. We had a little bit of rain out here today. We beat the Lightning, so that's a good sign.
How do you, timing-wise, how do you try to, Ms. Obviously your first one as a head coach, but you want to have your team ready to a certain point, right? You're trying to hit your stride as you get into September. Mm-hmm. What's your strategy for this team? Where do you want them to be by the end of Game 1, Game 2 in preseason, et cetera?
Well, the most important thing is we don't need to be ready to play a full game until we're ready to play a full game, until we need to play a full game, and that's the first week in Dallas. So we're going to build them up strong. We're going to spend a lot of time on the fundamentals and be smart that way. We're going to change up the loads in the workloads each and every day to keep things fresh for them, to keep them engaged, keep them sticking and moving on the field, and by the time we get to Dallas, we'll be ready.
Now, you said you've got your hands on everything, but will there be a little bit more focus on the offense because you're an offensive guy, or are you going to want to distribute yourself equally among the teams?
I want to make myself available for all the players and all the coaches. Mm-hmm. I'm not someone who believes in micromanaging, so I want to let Spags, Sully, and Tom Quinn do their job and, be available for them to lead through service.
How fun is this for you, just on a personal level? Have you gotten a moment? When you're in the coaching business, obviously this is the pinnacle. You're not the head coach of the New York Giants. Are you able to take a moment and take in that this is your first preseason as head coach, or is it just completely about business and hard to soak it in?
Yeah, it's about business. I tell my wife I'm not the happiness coordinator, including myself. She doesn't always agree with that, but
does she want you to sort of be like, hey, this is a moment, you're head coach? She
tries to remind me to enjoy the journey a little bit more than I do, but we all know it's a bottom line business, and there's a lot of responsibility that goes into it, and I take it seriously.
Is there a transition from it being Tom's team to your team, or does it instantly become your team once you take over?
I'm not real worried about that. I think, as things move on down the road, that our team will form their own identity. Mm-hmm. We talked about it a bunch, but we want to make sure we take care of the Duke. LT and Snee are important to us, our blocking and our tackling, and they need to start showing up on Friday night.
How quick of a, not that you needed to have it because you've been in the market, but how quick of a lesson was it on what the media is like here when, 15 minutes into your opening presser, there's more conversation about your suit than about the content of your conversation?
Yeah, I see that as a positive. No one was picking apart what I was saying.
Very true.
My Pennsylvania accent wasn't getting written about or anything. So taking a shot at my suit, I dropped a couple pounds, so that was a good problem to have.
There you go.
I take what I do seriously and not myself, so that doesn't bother me.
We're talking to Ben McAdoo, head coach of the New York Giants here at training camp in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Of course, last year, all the talk of how close you were. You could have been a 10-6 team. The Dallas game, what happened late. Do you learn lessons from that, or do you just shut it off? Hey, it's a new season. I'm not going to think about what happened in 2015.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, you're learning lessons in this league each and every week. You always find something that you can do a little bit better. You put it in your book and you pull it out when the time is right and you prepare for it. We're hitting situations every day. We'll hit some more this afternoon and make sure we're ready when the opportunity comes.
Now, I'm sure you're not going to give me. You obviously know how to talk and do your thing and not say anything that's like bulletin board material. But I'm going to ask anyway. My Washington Redskins won the division last year, although it seems like the conversation always ends up being about the Cowboys and the Giants. Is there anyone in this division that you see outside of this team as particularly the best team in the division, or is it all a mishmash for you?
No, I think it's wide open. I think it's a close division. Of course, no one played a game yet. Washington did win the division last year, so they're sitting in the top chair, and everybody will be gunning for them.
All right, let's talk about the offense. Victor Cruz, what can we legitimately expect from him if he can get through this groin and play? What are your expectations of him if he can get a full season?
Yeah, Victor just has to play football. I'm a show-it-to-me guy, so I want to see it. And, we'll find out. He gets healthy, he gets out there. He's got to show it to us in the preseason games and earn a job.
And tell me why you're confident in this offensive line.
I'm confident in the offensive line. It's their second year working together. I see what they put into it, the effort and the energy that they put into it. They're well coached. They're taking the coaching, and it's important to them. And the team and each other are important to them.
What do you say to a guy like Victor in this situation? Obviously, you can look around here and see among the fans and the jerseys people are wearing what he means to the fan base, and he has not been able to get back out there. From a coach standpoint, what can you say? Because you have to imagine mentally it starts now. Like even this little strain that he's dealing with right now might not really be anything, but at this point mentally it's got to be so hard for him to eventually get back to full strength. How do you guide him in that sense?
You be supportive. You be supportive. You got his back. We like to. We have some sayings that we say, but attitude's a little thing that makes a big difference. And to me, you support the player. You keep their spirits positive. Keep them moving forward, and you never know what's around the corner.
You said lessons learned. What happened in Carolina with Odell Beckham Jr. You confident now that everybody learned from that and that things like that won't happen again?
Yeah, listen, hey, you got two tremendously talented players, two very competitive guys. The game's important to them. Their teammates are important to them. I think we give them an opportunity to go out there twice this year and get it right.
September 11th, Dallas. It's an opening day that has a particularly big kind of feel to it. It's not always an NFC East game to start off the year. What are you thinking about heading into Dallas specifically? Because no matter what happens, everyone always picks them towards the top of the division, and they are a really talented team at this point. So what are your thoughts on Dallas Week 1?
Right now, it's a little early for that. We're going to take it one day at a time. We have to start with Friday. Make sure we go out and put a good product on the field Friday, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, now the big side, the defense. A lot of money spent, big-time players coming in. How long do you think it'll take for everybody to be on the same page when you bring in that many different people?
Yeah, I think each and every year it takes a little time for your team to develop. I don't think just the defensive side of the ball. I know we have some new players over there, but I think as a team we have to go through some pain together to develop the type of chemistry you want to have to compete the way you want to compete and go to where you want to go. You have to go through a little bit of pain together, and we're ready to do that, stick together through the tough times.